Seltzer Kings
podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Skinny Pop Popcorn. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Oh, so light and crunchy. Skinny Pop Original Popcorn is the snack you've been searching for. Made with just 3 simple ingredients: popcorn kernels, sunflower oil, and salt. Snacking never felt or tasted so good. Perfectly popped, endlessly delicious. Give yourself permission to snack and pick up Skinny Pop Original Popcorn today.
She loves you. You know that. Anya was just... She was hurting. She was hurting, and she did this really stupid thing.
With your boyfriend?
He's not my boyfriend.
I know why Anya... I understand, I do. But you... All those times I told Spike to get lost. That he didn't have a chance with a girl like you.
You don't know how hard it's been.
What, lying to me?
Being here. After I was brought back. You have no idea how hard it is just being here.
You could have told me.
You didn't want to know.
So you went to him instead.
Xander, what I do with my personal life is none of your business.
It used to be.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Boys Watching Buffy. We're just 2 boys watching every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time, giving our review, our reactions. We're your hosts. I am Joe Welke.
I am Vance Tucker.
Oh, you knew the last name was coming this time around. Today we're talking about Season 6, Episode 19, titled Seeing Red, directed by Michael Gershman, written by Stephen S. DeKnight, original air date May 7th, 2002, to an audience of 4.06 million people. And before we get into the episode, everybody, we got a friggin' shout out. Shout out. We have got a special shout out for Rhonda from Alaska. Alaska listener, thank you so much for tuning in to Boys Watching Buffy. If you want to get your own shout out, Apple Podcast 5-star rating and review, Spotify 5-star rating, send it to us via email, Instagram message, anyway. Or if you are the lucky listener from Hawaii, if you're listening to this podcast and you live in Hawaii, send us a message and we'll shout you out. So glad that we only had one shout out today because boy, oh boy, what an episode this was.
Yeah. Our predictions, I said Drusilla would be back. That was wrong. You said that Xander confronts Buffy. Xander tries to kill Anya, or Spike hurt Buffy. You got this. You got two.
Yeah, Xander does kind of confront Buffy.
And Spike does a little hurt Buffy. So you nailed it.
I mean, good googly moogly. When
I don't even know. I feel like we're being trolled by the fandom. At this point, I'm like,
dude. My good friend who has been through a lot of life trauma is like, Season 6 is my favorite season. And watching this episode, I was like, how could this be anyone's favorite season? Not that it's like poorly done, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, this is such a fucking crazy, depressing season. Crazy, like, real drama shit going on. And I'm just watching it like, oh my God, what happened to fucking Morlock the computer demon?
Yeah,
you know?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer series is all grown up.
I know, dude.
I was thinking before I watched this episode, if I had to rank the seasons like we do in our recaps at the end of the season, where would 6 fall? I was wondering.
Yeah.
And
yeah. It's gonna be an interesting
I think I know, but I'll let the next couple episodes play out.
Yeah. I mean, geez. So join our Discord. We've got a lot. We've been having Discord's been ablaze recently. Join our Discord. Links in the show notes. A lot of chatter about Xander, obviously, as always. We were told via our Discord that we should watch the intro this time around. So we get some helpful hints. We get some commentary stuff going on. Get to hear a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. So join our Discord. We also have Patreon, patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy, where we do Boys Watching Angel, Boys Watching Movies, where the movie this time around, you've been waiting for it. You've been asking for it, everybody. We finally did Cabin in the Woods with a little extra surprise that you'll have to see on the Patreon to find out. So yeah, Boys Watching Movies, Cabin in the Woods, Joe's Fashion Report /Corner. I mean, Boys Watching Angel, this episode of Angel, fucking crazy.
Oh yeah.
Fucking insane, dude.
What a
week.
It's
episode 19. There's still both of these episodes could have been end of season cliffhanger, oh my God.
I think they would have had to be the penultimate episode. I think you need something after it. This show hasn't done full cliffhanger series endings.
Yeah.
Really.
I feel like the Angel one could have been more of a cliffhanger than this.
Yeah. Yeah, the Angel one could have been, I think that could have been an end of a season thing. And you're like, well, I got to watch season 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But good times happening on Patreon. And we got new merch dropped. Got a Xander Harris Defender shirt.
Well, the Xander Harris lovers out there.
I know. So yeah, that link is in the show notes somewhere. It's probably linked on Discord as well. But yeah, all right. Let's get into this episode because I'm sure it's going to be a long one.
Yeah.
So speaking of long ones, a lot of recapping up top. Spike wanting to bang Buffy, but Buffy doesn't love him because that's the only time you can ever have sex with somebody is if you love them. Willow and Tara breaking up. Willow and Tara getting back together. Spike and Anya banging recap. The trio seeing it recap. The Scooby seeing it recap. Xander and Anya fighting at the end of that episode and then finding out that Buffy was banging Spike recap. And then we get into the episode with Willow and Tara waking up the next morning from their reconciliation the night before, and they're naked and they're smooching. They are in the throes of love and passion. Willow is so ecstatic. She's so happy, but she also is a little bit worried about Buffy. Never heard Buffy come back after the things that happened, the truths that transpired the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And Buffy didn't want to talk about what happened at the magic shop, and then she went out and she left again. And Willow is like, I think there might be something going on with Buffy and Spike. And Tara just blurts out, yeah, they're fucking.
Yeah, I was so happy she did that. So we didn't have to play that game. Yeah.
And Willow's like, what? She's like, yeah, she told me. She made me promise not to tell anybody, but I'm fucking, who cares anymore? They're fucking.
And in classic Scooby fashion, they're all like, she didn't trust me to tell me. She didn't trust me to tell me.
Willow's so sad that Buffy, she didn't tell me and I didn't know. Am I the only one that didn't know? Did everybody know? I can't be the last one to know. I don't want to be the last one to know.
It's like, have some self-confidence. You know, you're a powerful witch. You're in bed with this. You're back with your girl. Come on.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Willow would be. I mean, it would have been hilarious if she was like, if Xander's the last one, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I can't be the last one to know.
There's something in the Angel episode I definitely have to bring up that's kind of related to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tara and Willow are like, yeah. You know, we're back together and Buffy's banging Spike. So Willow's like, all right, I'm going to go check on Buffy and see if she came back, actually. So she walks over from Buffy's mom's room to Buffy's room, knocks on the door, and she's like, Buffy in here? And Buffy's not there, but Dawn comes out into the hall, and she's like, yeah, I haven't heard Buffy come back either. I figured, Buffy's out with Spike. And Willow...
she said she figured out last night about Spike.
Yeah. And Willow's like, wait, you knew? And Dawn's like, I mean, it was pretty obvious, dude. I mean, you could have seen Buffy's face. I figured it out.
And as it was brought up on Discord, the previous episode, she did, before she took him into the basement, she did mention, oh, I'm sleeping with a vampire that I hate. So that's
during the episode where Buffy thought she was in a mental hospital.
Yeah, so that gives a little credence to why Dawn would have been able to get it. But I don't remember that being a part of the flashback in the last episode.
Yeah. I don't know. But I feel like Dawn's saying like, yeah, I figured it out. How did you guys not figure it out? That is pretty obvious, actually. And Willow's kind of like, well, yeah, I totally knew. I knew way before you knew. I knew before she even did it.
Yeah. I helped her.
But then Dawn's talking, and she's like, oh man, it must have really hurt Buffy to see Spike and Anya together. And poor Xander. And Dawn's like, and then Tara comes out of the bedroom, and Dawn's like, oh my God, you guys are back. Okay, you know what? You guys do whatever you need to do. You guys go back in there. I can't hear anything. I won't listen. I can't hear anything. I'm just, I'm so happy you guys are back together.
Her two moms are back together.
Not even a mention to, if this was something like real life, you'd get one of those speeches of where she pulls Willow aside and like, hey, don't you fucking hurt Tara again, you know?
Or don't hurt me again with your magic. You broke my arm, and I still didn't want to get rid of magic stuff.
Hey, don't wipe all of our memories again.
Yeah. Did Tara come out just with the comforter wrapped around her? Or is she in a robe? Like, she's not like dressed.
I think she's in a robe.
Okay.
I think she's in a robe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dawn is so happy that Willow and Tara are back together. Holy crap, she could not be happier.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go to where Buffy actually is. Buffy kicks down the door to the trio's hideout. And she comes downstairs and she's like, all right, I found you. The jig is up. Don't try and hide. And she's looking around. Nobody's answering her, obviously. And she's skulking around. She sees a scantily clad action figure and she's like, ew, gross. And she's walking around. She sees this whiteboard, and on the whiteboard it is written "too late." And as she like pulls down the whiteboard to read it, it triggers these insane saw contraptions that are just like buzz saws coming from all these different directions. I was like, this is pretty fucking cool, actually.
Wild that they were able to install that. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like 3 or 4 of these buzz saws, and Buffy does like a Matrix like kick, spin, jump thing.
The exact thing it's the Spider-Man spin jump from the first Spider-Man when the Green Goblin is throwing those things at him in that like burnt down house, and he does that flip between them all. It's like the exact same thing.
Yes. But eventually Buffy escapes, but one of the buzz saws has cut her jacket, and she's like, oh, you are gonna pay for that.
Dawn stole that for me, fair and square. I had a question though before we move on. What was Buffy's plan? What was she gonna do to the trio? Is she gonna arrest them? Is she gonna beat them up? Is she gonna kill them?
Probably just beat them up. Give them a good talking to.
Okay.
Say, hey, don't do that. Don't you do that anymore.
No more raping and killing, guys. Don't frame me again.
Yeah.
You're not a Scooby.
But
you can't.
Just maybe she's going to do a citizen's arrest.
I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like she probably would have beaten him up a little bit. Roughed him up.
And then just walked them down to the police station. Like, hey, here's 3 guys that are wanted for the accidental suicide that you're not even investigating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then we watch the intro credits, and boy, oh boy, what an inclusion. Amber Benson is in the intro now.
Okay. I went back because I watched through the intro, and then I remembered Discord user. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to pay attention to the intro this time because I was not. So I watched it again, and I was going to be, is Amber Benson back in the opening credits? Because I don't watch them enough to know if
she's never been in the intro credits.
Got it.
So it was like, oh, wow, this is nice. She's actually a part of the show now.
Okay.
She's included. She is a full-time Scooby, it seems.
She's only been on the show 2 seasons. Finally a part of the group.
Yeah, so that was a nice little inclusion.
Run, Tara, run.
Yep, we've been saying it. But then we, after the intro, Willow and Tara are at home, and they come downstairs, and they're excited, and they're all in love, and they're so schmoopy with each other, as Seinfeld would say.
Still better than the relationship in Angel.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what it is. This is just like so much more believable or something. I feel like it's because Willow didn't change her complete character.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And Tara's still kind of deadpan and but she's just deadpan in love. Angel relationship that's going on currently. Tough.
Wolf. Yeah.
Tough stuff. But anyway, they're excited and in love, and Buffy and Dawn are sitting downstairs, and Willow and Tara cannot stop kissing each other. At UPN, this is a new era, baby.
I mean,
hot lesbian action.
How are parents letting their kids watch this trash?
Their children have to go to an extra mass on the weekends.
I like the show when the Satanist demons were killing people. This is this is too much. Get back to the witchcraft.
This used to be a wholesome show about vampires murdering the townspeople.
Yeah.
I miss when Willow was in love with a computer and books.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they get the update from Buffy, and Buffy tells everybody, she went to the trio's hideout and the trio's gone. But she saved some of these papers and books that might lead to some clues about where they've gone and what they're up to. And they look at the books, and one of them is like chopped in half.
The trio are idiots, because why would you set all that up and then leave stuff around?
Why would you set all that up and stay in Sunnydale?
Well, when we get to the end, I'm amazed that Sunnydale has what they have, where this last fight scene takes place. In this one Starbuck town.
One Starbuck town.
Yeah. Got a lot in this one Starbuck town.
Dude. This one Starbuck town may have, over the years, graduated to maybe a 2 or 3 Starbuck town at this point. But, yeah, they're looking at the books, and Tara's like, I don't know how useful this will be, because the book falls apart because it's been buzzsawed in half. And Buffy's like, if we can kind of glue it together, right? I'm like, don't worry about it. And Willow's like, man, this is going to be a lot of research. Maybe we should get Xander. And Buffy goes, I don't know if Xander's going to be joining us anytime soon. They're like, why? She's like, I don't think right now he's really in this whole Scooby mindset. You know what I mean? He's in his own little world or whatever.
Why? Did he just watch his fiance have sex with the vampire he hates? Why would he?
And speaking of that, Dawn's like, well, if Xander's not around, maybe we could get Spike in on this. And Buffy's like, Spike's not part of the team. And then Dawn's like, well, why isn't Spike part of a team? He's been a part of a team.
You saw the video, Dawn. You were there. What's wrong with you?
Dawn's back to being a 10-year-old after having a heart-to-heart conversation with Buffy where she was like, I'm an adult, Buffy. I can handle this. I wish you would have told me. Yada, yada, yada.
I want to go patrolling with you. Where's my teddy bear?
Why isn't Dad around, a.k.a. Spike? My vamp daddy.
You were just talking to Willow about it. Now all of a sudden you're like, what? We're not going to work with Spike anymore?
Yeah. And so Tara's then like, what about Anya? She knows a lot about this demonology stuff. Is she still part of the team? And everyone's like, oh.
Did you not see the video?
Well, Tara didn't see the video.
Tara didn't. Yeah, Tara didn't.
Yeah. So, yeah, the team is splintered, everybody. The Scoobies are fractured.
But Tara knows about it because Willow's mentioned it. So,
yeah.
come on.
I mean, in between muff diving sessions, she's had to have brought up some stuff.
Some small talk between sessions.
I will say I do like that Willow is like, it's still magical even without magic.
Oh, the magic being sex stuff.
Yeah, she's making Tara come complete even without magic. So
I can't believe this season has the musical episode.
Right? That seems like so long ago. But speaking of Anya, we cut to what Anya's up to, and Anya's out and she's being a vengeance demon with some crying lady. I don't know what location this is, but
some other nice little bar that they have in this place. That
it looks really nice.
Sunnydale's, I get it now. Sunnydale's a hopping spot.
Yeah.
It's worth the risk of murder.
I love how I'm always like, why don't people move? Why don't people move? And me and Vance are from Baltimore, the murder capital of the nation.
In New York and LA. Yeah. I mean, it's not Sunnydale. People are going missing like that.
Yeah. But there's this lady, she's crying and she's like, oh, how could he cheat on me? And Anya's like, that's what men do. Men are the worst. And she's like, yeah, but she cheated on me with my sister who's not even good looking. And Anya's like, that's what men do. They do all this bullshit and they promise stuff to you. And then they go back on their promises. And then the lady says, but you don't understand. My sister is fat and ugly. And she's my sister. How could he do this? And then Anya just launches into a diatribe about her own life, where she's like, oh, of course, men always do this. They say that they love you, and then they want to get married, and then they leave you at the altar, and then they want you to still be together and act like nothing happened, and we were 2 seconds away from getting married, and now we're not getting married, and we're just supposed to like go steady again. And the blonde lady who Anya's supposed to be helping is like, what? And Anya just is ignoring her. She's going on still about Xander. And then the blonde lady's like, you know what? I wish. And Anya just interrupts her and bulldozes her with her own life story some more. Yeah. And it's like, man, Anya's being a real bad vengeance demon.
I don't understand if it seems like being a vengeance demon is just like, hey, here's a thing you have, but you don't have a quota.
Like, this is what I was thinking about after watching this episode is what are the downsides to being a demon in this world?
I think a downside to being a demon would be if you can't transform into a human. Like vengeance demons can take the face. Like if you're a Clem, I feel like that's a little harder, but I guess not because he gets to move around freely.
He's got a skin condition.
Yeah.
But I was really thinking about it. I was like, we don't ever see any of the downsides of being it. You just see power and enhancedness and none of the bad sides. It's not like you give up your soul or like you have to do X, Y, and Z or you get tortured. It's just like you get to roam around with demon powers and that's about it. Like, I don't understand why wouldn't anyone want to be a demon?
Well, it depends on what type of demon. Like a vengeance demon seems like you just have the power to like trick people into like punishing other people. But it also doesn't seem like, because the Hoffman didn't want to give her powers back after she had lost them. But then he gave them back to her. But now why does she need her powers back? Like, is she a part of some cosmic thing in the universe that's supposed to like bring everything together. Like, what are vengeance demons? Do they need to do the thing that they do? Like, is the Hoffman going to say, hey, how many people have you vengeance deemed this week?
Vengeance deemed.
I also love that this lady is so mad at her boyfriend for cheating, but not as mad at her sister.
Yeah.
Like, that's the real betrayal.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So Anya's still not over the whole Xander situation, and she doesn't really feel guilty about having sex with Spike.
She does mention. She mentions sometimes she does mention something about it, like one bad moment or something. Like she does bring it up. It's not. It's something she kind of wishes didn't happen, but doesn't think. It's not like the big. It's not like I forget the exact wording, but yeah.
I feel like if Xander didn't yell at her after he saw it, she would have felt really bad about it. But because Xander yelled at her, she's like, no, fuck him. He yelled at me.
Yeah. Yep.
No, you can't. Who are you to judge me? And that like whole reaction thing.
Yep.
If you want to see more about that, join our Discord, the Xander debate channel.
Good luck. Good luck.
Hope you have a lot of time scrolling back. A lot of time on your hands. Scroll back on these.
I did not.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. But if you're interested in seeing the discourse.
I think we're going to add some more fuel to that fire this episode.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think I might.
Who knows?
I think I might.
Okay. So after this Anya scene, we go see what the trio are up to, and they're at some demon's lair. They're like, it's in this underground cave type of thing in
One
Warren.
of the hottest spots in Sunnydale. The cave system. Let's go spelunking in Sunnydale.
Sunnydale's hottest bar is the Demon Cave. It's got everything. It's got white guys cattle prodding demons. It's got nerdy guys gutting demons and wearing their flesh. Yeah, that's basically what happens in the scene.
And orbs.
Yeah, and orbs. Andrew's pissed that he had to be the bait for this demon. And they knock out the demon. Warren is like, all right, now it's your time to shine, Jonathan. And he gives him a gigantic knife to gut this demon.
He tosses it to him. And I was like,
right?
There's no way he catches that handle.
Yeah,
that's a combat knife. Yeah.
So then we go over to Spike in his crypt, and he's there and he's drinking alone. He's going through it, man. He got found out by Buffy for having sex with Anya. He's mad that the love of his life is pissed at him for telling him to move on, and then he moves on, and then she's pissed.
He should try to pull a Parker and just go round robin through the group. You know?
Dude, fuck yeah. Yeah. He gets Willow back on the straight team because there's no bisexuality.
No.
It is black and white. You're lesbian or you're straight.
Yeah. And maybe you can turn people. Maybe this is still in the time where you can just turn people. So he can try to turn Tara. Like, that would be a challenge for him. He can spend this whole month trying to get Tara to sleep with him.
Yeah, I would rather see that than what happens in this episode.
Yeah, everything we're saying is less. It's not least worse, least damaging than what actually happens.
Yeah.
God,
so
this show.
Dude. Wild turns.
We'll get to it.
Wild turns. So Dawn shows up to Spike's crypt, and she's like, hey, Spike. And he's like, oh, hey, how's it going? What's new? She lets him know that Willow and Tara have gotten back together, and he's like, oh, good for them. I didn't see that coming, but good for them. And then Dawn is like, Spike, everybody's mad at you. And he's like,
mad at me? What?
And Dawn's like, and that sucks because I'm sad that you won't be coming around anymore. And Spike is like, well, gotta tell you, dude, it's a little complicated. And, you know, Dawn's like, everybody's been saying it's complicated recently. Everybody's been saying that. And it's like, yeah, everyone has been saying that. Even not around Dawn, they've been saying it's complicated. And then Dawn.
Yes. Thank you. Because yeah. I have this note. I have this note underlined in my
There's a little pregnant pause, and Dawn goes, "So was it worth it?" And Spike's like, "What?" And she's like, "Was it worth it to have sex with Anya and hurt Buffy?" And then Spike's like, "Oh, so how do you know about that?" She's like, "We all saw it. It was on video. I saw it." And then Spike's like, "I mean, I don't know, man. It's complicated." And Dawn's like, "Do you love Buffy?" And Spike's like, "I mean, I guess, yeah." And she goes, "Then how could you do that to her?" And then Spike goes, "Oh, yeah, because Buffy was treating me so well up until this point." And then Dawn does the classic, "Well, if you were trying to hurt her, mission accomplished." So let's get into this.
Yeah. I mean, we had that great moment at the wedding where she's like, "It hurts." And he's like, "It hurts." And it's like this one, like, he's like still a little evil, still wants to know that her leaving him hurt it a little bit. You know, it was like played really well.
Yeah, that was one of the best scenes in this show, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because it was like genuine. It was like a real, recognized real type of situation.
One that I cannot reconcile with what happens later. You know? So, and then when Dawn just brings up hurting Buffy, it was just, I don't even remember exactly. I just felt like, what are you talking about?
When Dawn asked him, was it worth it? I was about to jump through my screen and shake her. Like, who the fuck are you, dude?
Yeah, this is such a poignant, like, she's got way too much. They went from, she's barely a part of the group. She had a half a scene last episode. So now she's like, I can go talk to Spike. I can make a pit stop through the graveyard in the middle of the night.
On my way to Janice, where they want me around.
Yeah. The parents really don't want her around. They're like,
absolutely
not. Can you stop having this girl come over?
Damn it. Gotta keep buying family-sized bags of pizza rolls for this bitch.
She eats so goddamn much. But yeah, she can walk through the graveyard and then walk to Janice's house without being accosted. Yeah. Impossible.
But, and it's Dawn.
Yeah. And
she's like a lightning rod for vampiric activity.
Yeah. She's just walking through it to. It's like, hey, Spike, can you actually walk me to Janice's for protection, please?
And let me scold you the whole way for your.
Oh, bring your pint of whiskey that you poured. But yeah, she doesn't have the agency or the character to be the person that does this. Like,
yeah.
Willow could do it. It wouldn't really make. Willow has more of a relationship with Spike and
you know
Buffy.
Who has more? Tara could have done it.
Tara could do it.
Therapist Tara.
Yeah,
because she knew before anybody, and she was doing the whole like cock blocky thing on that thing. So like, if she would have went there, I would have even been better with that. But
it would have been fine, but I don't think Tara actually feels any sort of way about any of this. She's just she's like, yeah, she's doing it. I don't care.
Yeah. I love when she just blurted out, yeah, she's fucking Spike.
Yeah, she told me. And she says it so flat. Like no emotion behind it, no like trying to ease Willow into that realization.
Yeah, man. But like Dawn just, found out that Buffy and Spike were hooking up, and she doesn't know like the whole history of what's going. Like when Spike says it's complicated, boy oh boy, it's complicated.
Yeah.
Like
it was just something about Dawn bringing up and like, how could you hurt her? How could you do this? Do you love her? What was the like? Do you love her part? What like? It's almost like she saw Willow and Tara get back together, and she's like, "All right, I got to get all the couples back together. I'm gonna be Cupid this episode. I'm gonna get Anya and Xander back together. I'm gonna get Buffy and Spike back together.
Yeah,
I'm gonna resurrect that vampire that I kissed and get back together with him.
Yeah, man. I mean, Dawn's not the person to be doing this. She's just so annoying, dude.
Yeah, it just didn't. It's something that didn't work, and I don't think I'm saying it, or I can't even verbalize what was off about this to me right now.
I think it's just because she's so not in the know. Like, she just found out yesterday and that she has the nerve to go up, and she doesn't have like the history of what's been going on, and she doesn't understand the situation. She doesn't have the gravitas to approach Spike to be like, how could you? And it's like, how could I? I've been getting yelled at and told it's over.
I'm a vampire.
Yeah. I mean, I wish he would have done one of those nods, because like every once in a while he'll do a little like, hey, still evil type of thing. I mean, yeah. It just didn't work for me.
Yeah, I think the bigger issue is that he slept with someone in the friend group. If he slept with, he brought a date to the group, to the wedding.
Yeah, if he would have, what was that girl's name? Wasn't it like Trash Bag or something? It was something like Dumpsters. Somebody said her character name, and it was something crazy like her. Wasn't it? No, it was like Tarantula or some shit.
Yeah, like no one cares if he sleeps with her. It's just the fact that it happened to be someone in the circle. Yeah, that's the big thing.
Yeah, I love that. You had wanted to see more scenes with Spike and Anya.
I know, the spoiler chat was going crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, so after this scene with Dawn and Spike, we go back to the demon lair where the trio is, and they happen upon a barrier, some kind of mystical barrier that only the demons can get through. And this is where we reveal that Jonathan is now wearing the skin of the demon that they killed earlier. And they're like, are we sure that this is going to work? And Warren's like, trust me, it's going to work. You got to do it quick too, because like the flesh is still warm, and this is the only way that the barrier is going to recognize you. And Jonathan's like, I don't really know about this. Did we test it? And Warren's like, nope, and just chucks Jonathan through the fucking barrier. This barrier could have fucking killed this guy.
I'm telling you, I'm strangling Warren in his sleep. Like you gotta get, this guy's gonna kill you or get you all killed. He is a loose cannon.
Yes. Quite literally.
Yeah. Oh, so true.
But yeah, after Jonathan goes barreling through this barrier, Warren's like, whew, thank God that worked. I didn't know if it was gonna work. And so Jonathan's like, you meanie. And then he goes and collects whatever, the orbs. And Andrew and Warren are talking. They're like, I wonder if Jonathan knows what's really going on. And Warren's like, no. And Andrew's like, I don't trust Jonathan, guy. I do not trust him. And I don't want to have him on the team. And then while they're loudly talking about this with Jonathan, like, I wonder if that force field like blocked sound waves or something.
It has to, because I thought he heard it when he was coming back.
Yeah, Jonathan's like 5 feet away from them, and they're like, don't worry, we're going to be rid of Jonathan soon. And Jonathan's like, hey, I'm back.
I love that Cabin in the Woods' own Andrew said, I don't trust that leprechaun. Yeah, that's something.
Wait, he's in Cabin in the Woods? Andrew is?
Yeah.
Is he the intern?
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast.
We did. Okay, yeah, you're right. Never mind. I just totally spaced for a half second.
Everyone, go to Patreon.
Yeah. But yeah, so Jonathan returns, and he's got what are called the orbs of Nezlacan. And from here on out, we will just be calling them the orbs. And what they do is they give you super strength and power and invulnerability, and basically turns you into Superman.
Except for it seems like you still feel pain.
Yeah, absolutely you do. But they make you basically a Slayer.
Yeah, basically.
Maybe a kind of tiny bit stronger Slayer, like a Super Slayer.
Yeah, maybe they should get those for the Scoobies.
Absolutely, they should.
Get Dawn those, throw them in our pocket.
Yes, and there's 2 of them. I wonder if you could like give them the one of each and they'd still have like half of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they did the two of them because they wanted the balls reference. But I don't know if you need both or if you can have one.
Yeah. But
and they're not heavily guarded either. You can easily just walk through that. Just pick them up. Barrier. They're in a nice case. I don't know why the demons themselves don't use it.
Right. I guess they figure they're strong enough or something, but obviously not. They got taken out by a cattle prod.
Yep.
So they're like, well, how do we know that these work? And Warren's like, I'm about to show you. And he grabs onto the orbs and a bunch of purple light radiates from his body. And a demon shows up and Warren just beats the shit out of this demon, kills it super fast. And then they're like, whoa. Andrew and Jonathan are like, cool. Can we get a turn? And Warren says his classic line, I'll share the power when I'm done playing with them.
He looks real shady.
Dude, why do they fucking trust this guy?
Well, at the end, I have to bring up something with Andrew, which is interesting that they kind of lean on.
Yeah. Out of left field.
Not fully, because Spike, he's so cool. Oh, and the girl's hot too. Like, there's stuff.
Okay.
There's slow seats, but
okay.
I did not expect it to be that's why.
Yeah.
I thought he was on a power trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll share the power when he's done playing with them. And then I think Jonathan's like, yeah, sure. Or is that later on in the episode? That's later on in the episode.
Yeah.
So now we have Buffy showing up to Xander's apartment. And Xander's been drinking.
He's, it's the self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
You know?
There's beer bottles all over the place. He invites Buffy in and he goes, I think there's a cold one in the fridge if you want it. And Buffy's like, it's kind of early for that.
Now, we've heard some stuff that possibly around this time is when the actor was drinking a lot.
Yes.
So I was wondering how this scene works in like the context of the scene it is and the context of like the real show, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
it's like,
hey man, life imitates art.
Yeah.
Or art imitates life.
Are they trying to have an intervention on set?
Yeah, we wrote this scene for you, Nicholas Brendan.
Yeah. They're like,
it's a scene. It's totally going to be used for the show.
She just calls him Nick in the middle of it.
Yeah. But they sit down and Buffy is telling Xander, like, hey, I know what you saw was fucked up. I know that, like, seeing Anya with Spike was rough, but you got to understand that Anya was hurting and she still loves you. And Xander's like, I know why Anya did what she did. I get it. I understand. But I do not understand why you have been sleeping with Spike. And I don't understand why you've been lying to all of us about this. And you've been lying to me about sleeping with Spike. And Buffy's like, hey, dude, it's been tough. You know, I'm back here in Sunnydale after I was literally in heaven. And now I'm back in Sunnydale. And you weren't privy to this information, but I called this place hell.
I just can't believe it's taken this long for her to just say these things to them.
Yes.
She should, and she never says it where she's lashing out and like, oh, really? Like she used to go at Giles hard. She used to go at Giles hard, but she doesn't go at these people hard, which I don't get.
Yeah. And she's like, dude, it's been tough. I was pulled from heaven and now I'm back in Sunnydale and Sunnydale fucking sucks. And Xander's like, well, I just don't get it. And it would have been a lot easier if you were like upfront with us and we could have helped. And I don't understand why you fucking did that. And now like Xander's getting kind of more aggressive with his anger and his tone. He's like, I don't fucking get it. I don't know why you would lie to me. it's like you don't trust us. And Buffy's like, and he's like, I can't believe you fucking could be banging Spike. That guy fucking sucks. I hate him. He's evil. He's a vampire. And Buffy's like, you fought side by side with him, and Spike was taking care of Dawn. And Xander goes, yeah, but I never forgot what Spike really is. And then he goes, what were you thinking? And Buffy's like, what was I thinking? As if you're the paragon of good choices recently. And Xander goes, yeah, I made mistakes, but I never made a mistake like slaughtering half of Europe.
Point Xander.
And yeah. And he goes, Spike doesn't have a soul, Buffy. He has a chip. And you think that if Spike didn't have that chip, he'd be a goody two-shoes like he is now? I'm telling you, if he didn't have that chip, he'd be a fucking evil piece of shit. And he says, would you trust Spike with Dawn if he didn't have the chip? And Buffy goes, it doesn't matter because it's over between me and Spike. And then Xander goes, yeah, there's a lot of that going around. And then he gets up and he leaves.
I thought she was going to push back with the chip thing about like the chip doesn't work with me, you know? Because there's that whole thing where like he can still hit her.
Yeah.
And she does say when she's underneath the rug in his crypt that she would never trust him. Like when he whips out the handcuffs with Spike, when Spike whips out handcuffs, she's like, trust me? She's like, never. So I'm surprised she didn't just say, oh, I never trust him. She never pushed back hard on that trust thing. She just goes, it's over now. As opposed to, I never trusted him either. He was just a thing I was using. Like, she has so many ways to come back to what he's saying.
But even if she says, I never trusted him, then Xander could have been like, then why did you trust him to look after Dawn?
No, or it's just like, she can just say like, basically she could say it's over, like she says, but she can also match the dialogue that he's saying. Because her saying it's over is her kind of disregarding that she actually doesn't trust Spike. Spike is a rebound the way Anya and Spike hooking up was like a rebound thing. It was her just like wanting to feel something after being ripped from the heaven from you guys. Push it back on them. Like we've seen her really like low blow Riley hard at times too. Like Riley will say something like, I don't think you really like me. She's like, oh, fuck you. I'd be fucking Spike. Like she goes at him. But she doesn't push back with Willow and Xander. And I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, I thought this was a good scene. I thought there were good points and stuff going around.
Yeah, I think Xander makes good points. And I think later in a later scene, he says some stuff that is a little better. But he did say he understands why Anya does it. And he's like kind of got past that like moment. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Xander debate channel about like him being in a fit of rage going after Spike with an axe. You know, he's calmed down, I guess.
Yeah.
He's like, I get why Anya did what she did. I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks. I wish she didn't do that. But
there is a line in this scene where Buffy says, what I do with my personal life is none of your business. And then he goes, it used to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds good on paper. You know what it sounds like? You know what it sounds like? It sounds like that scene from Civil War, Marvel Civil War, when it's like, he was my friend. I used to be, like with Captain America and Iron Man. And that's like really poignant. And I feel like this wants to hit that. But it's the guy saying that he needs to be a part of her personal life that it just doesn't hit the same way.
I feel like a better line would have been like, hey, you don't get to know about my personal life. And it's like, your personal life is all of our lives because your personal life ends up trying to kill us.
Yeah, exactly. If it was like, my personal life is none of your business, it's like, well, it is my business when your personal life brings a vampire into the group.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Who's trying to kill all of us? It's happened twice now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, at this point in your life, if you were in this show, if you were in the Scoobies, Would you just stop being friends with Buffy?
It's a tricky one.
Because she offers like the only protection, but also
the danger.
All the danger.
Yeah.
Like being around her is kind of like a magnet for bad times, but also protection.
Yeah. Man, yeah, it's a tough one. I'm always amazed by the other people in Sunnydale that have just survived this long.
Right?
I'm just like, how? Like you hit the lottery, played the lottery. You guys are so lucky.
Unless everybody had just moved there.
Yeah. Like the fact
like it's a new city, everyone move in, you get incentives for moving into the new city.
The fact that Dawn didn't die immediately when she left Spike's. I don't know.
You also have to take into account that most people aren't walking through graveyards at night.
Apparently they are. Like we run into so many people.
But yeah, man.
Sunnydale is 90% graveyard anyway.
I was just thinking about like, man, it's tough to be Buffy's friend because it's just like, yeah. But anyway, after Xander leaves Buffy alone in his apartment, he's walking around Main Street alone. We get a nice little sad montage of Xander being alone and Anya being alone, doing the most frivolous dusting around the magic box possible.
Yeah.
Xander walks up to the magic box and he looks in through the window and he sees Anya and he's hurting. Obviously, Anya's hurting because that's not really dusting what she's doing. She's just trying to keep herself busy and keep her mind not on the situation.
She's living in a dangerous... Well, at least she's a demon now.
Yeah.
And she can't really die.
She's the most worthless demon in the world.
At least
without another person.
But we know she can get stabbed and not die because we saw that happen to Cecilia.
Yeah,
Cecily,
that's true.
Yeah.
Halfrek.
Yeah.
So then we go to Willow and Tara, and they're on the bed, and they're trying to figure out the documents that the trio left behind, and they're having a hard time, but they're also flirting, and they're like, man, maybe we should get out of bed and put some clothes on. And they're like, maybe not. Maybe I still want to see that sweet, sweet derriere. And just as they're about to quit, Willow's tip-tapping away on her laptop, and she goes, wait a minute. I just found something. I found blueprints. And Tara's like, what's it to? And Willow's like, I don't know. And they're like, maybe we should just fuck instead. And they're like, yeah, okay. I don't understand like why Willow... So they're looking through all these books and stuff and all these documents, and then Willow finds blueprints.
Well, they say that it's encrypted stuff. I don't. It's just Scooby research jargon. I found these in the encrypted files. It's the stuff that you don't need to pay attention to. Really.
She just like exclaims, she's like, whoa, I found this. What is it? I don't know.
And then she goes down on Tara.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so then we go to Xander at the Bronze and he's drinking alone.
I would love, like, some kid loves this show. And they're like, Mom, you got to watch the show. Dad, you got to watch the show. I mean, you're going to love it. It's like vampires and stuff. And this is the episode that it comes on. Almost zero vampiric activity. Yeah, just a lot of girl-on-girl action.
Yeah. So Xander's at the Bronze and he's drinking alone. And some absolute smoke show comes up to him. And she starts flirting with him. And then he just goes on a life story about like, oh yeah. She's like, oh, how alone tonight? And Xander's like, yeah, I'm alone, feeling really alone because life isn't going so well. And she says something. She's like flirting with him some more.
It's like a fishing metaphor and like hook. And they're going to hook you and then I'm flapping on the line. And then he starts to do the Anya thing where he talks about all of like his stuff. And he's like, I'm just here to drink by myself tonight. And I was like, oh, that's a good one, Xander.
He says something to her like, even if it does go well, I'll probably just leave you at the altar like my last girlfriend. And the lady's like, what?
And the first thing that came to my mind was like, she's a vampire. It's the Riley scene. It's like when Riley went to the bar and he gets hit on as a vampire.
Yeah, I mean, look, let me let you in on a little bit of truth. This is the least believable thing that happens in this episode, everybody, is the smoking hot lady comes up and flirts with a guy. Never in 1 million years.
You've never been flirted with?
No, dude.
Really? Wow. All right.
I mean, it's not with a lady like that.
All right.
I've been flirted with a lot of guys. A lot of guys.
Okay.
Some ladies that I'm like, I'm not interested in. But if this lady came up and flirted with me, holy hell. Flattery.
Yeah.
But Xander's like, I appreciate that you were like trying to flirt with me. But
Dude, this is Sunnydale. It's full of hot ladies.
Yeah. But
Cordelia used to
like,
live here, okay? He used to date Cordelia.
Well, bro, the way that Cordelia is looking right now in Angel, not a good look. Not a good look.
Yeah, she still has her qualities.
Yeah. But Xander turns this lady, he's like, hey, I'm kind of just here alone. Sorry. And I was like, damn, that lady's world has been rocked. Like, I was just thinking about like that lady's like mentality walking away from that interaction. Like, are you kidding me? Because this lady is like kind of out of Xander's league, I feel like.
I don't. She looks like for me, it didn't blow my mind. She looks like every like hot woman in a TV show that hits on someone at a bar scene. Like yeah, I don't know.
But in real life, that would be like, I tried to flirt with this guy and he's beneath my league and he turned me fucking down.
But see, in this world, Xander isn't like a not a catch.
Yeah.
No. So I don't think it's rocking in air.
So after Xander turns this lady down, the trio shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And they're in their clubbing best, which you will hear a breakdown of on Joe's Fashion Report /corner because my, oh my, these outfits. Two of them in particular.
What year is it supposed to be?
Right? But anyway. So then we go to Buffy, who's in the graveyard, and she's fighting a vampire. She stakes him, dusts him, and right before he gets dusted, like as he's turning into dust, he kicks her in the chest and she goes flying. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I did too.
We've never seen that.
Yeah.
And Buffy goes flying. She knocks over a headstone, breaks it in half and shit. And she's like, oh, God damn, that hurt.
Average vampire.
Yeah, just a regular ass, nothing vampire.
Just one of those vampires in the graveyard that somehow Dawn was able to like sidestep and get away from.
So Buffy is feeling a little sore. She's feeling a little rough. She's like, oh man.
She's been through worse.
Absolutely she has. Well, I'm like, did coming back from heaven make her weaker?
No, we've seen her like smash through a whole building.
I mean, I don't get that. Just these regular vampires are fucking working her lately.
I don't know. Just so we can get this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Buffy goes home because she's like, you know what? That's all the vampire action I can really take for one night. I'm good. I knocked over a headstone, desecrated a grave. I think I'll go home. Mm-hmm. So she goes home. She turns on a bath. She's just like, oof, my back is hurting. I'm sore. And then Spike shows up. And she's like, Spike, get the fuck out of here, dude. Go away. I'm not in the mood for this tonight. And Spike's like, no, we need to talk. And Buffy's like, I don't want to talk. And Spike's like, no, I am sorry for what I did. I'm sorry that I slept with Anya, but it meant nothing. And I still love you. And Buffy's like, yeah, dude, why did you have to fuck one of my friends? And I was like, is Anya really your friend?
She's a little. Yeah, she's
like, and he's like, I wasn't there to try and fuck her. And she's like, well, what were you there for? And he goes, I was there to get a spell. And Buffy's like, oh, so you were trying to put a spell on me? And Spike's like, no, idiot. I wanted to get a spell for myself because I wanted to numb my heartbreak because you broke up with me and I felt so hollow and felt so terrible. And Spike is telling her that, and Buffy's like, yeah, well, whatever. And then he goes, you should have just let Xander kill me. And Buffy's like, no, I don't want Xander to kill you. And he's like, because you love me? And
That's a valid question, though. Why don't you, Buffy? Why don't you want to kill Spike?
And then Buffy goes, no, I don't love you. And then Spike goes, but you have feelings for me. And then Buffy goes, yeah, dude, okay. If I'm being honest, I do have feelings for you. But it's not love because I could never trust you enough to be in love with you, okay? But I don't want you dead. And Spike is like, you're thinking too logically about this. Love isn't like that. Love is passionate, and it's wild, and it's carefree, and it's dangerous. And Buffy's like, not the kind of love that I want. And then Spike grabs Buffy, and he starts pawing at Buffy, and she's screaming, no, don't do this.
Which we've seen before.
Always, we have seen before.
This is always how every one of their hookups seems to start.
But then it takes a turn because she trips and slams into the bathtub, like the edge of the bathtub. And I was like, oh, Jesus.
I was like, that would hurt a normal person.
Yeah.
But not
not the Slayer.
Not the Slayer. She just smashed through a headstone. So she's a little sore there. But yeah.
And she's going, ow, and she's hurt. And she's saying no, and Spike is yelling at her, and he says, let yourself love me, in this really creepy way. And Buffy's like, no, Spike, no, please, I'm hurt. This really hurts. Stop this. And Spike gets on top of her, and she's screaming, stop. And he's saying, you felt love when I was inside of you. So I'm going to go inside of you. And he starts to try and undress her. And Buffy's screaming and crying no. And Spike says, I'm going to make you feel it. And then Buffy eventually gets the chutzpah to, I don't not say chutzpah.
No, she just
I guess the
strength. The angle to kick him off of her.
Yeah, she gets like the strength to like kick him off, and she kicks him across the room. And Spike is looking at her like, what the fuck? And Buffy gets up and she's crying. She's disheveled. She's like, ask me again why I could never love you. And it goes back to Spike's face, and Spike has like a realization of like, oh, holy shit. I was just trying to rape the love of my life. The woman that I love.
Yeah, and he just has to think about Dawn. Dawn just brought this to the forefront. He's like, she was right. Dawn was right. No, this man, this one was well, my note just goes, Spike tries to rape Buffy. What the fuck? Yeah. And earlier when I said I feel like we were trolled by the fandom, when the fandom loves Spike, I enjoy him as a character. Dude. I enjoy him as a character. But how are there Spuffies? How are there Spuffies?
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying.
See, we were like, it's no way she can end up hooking up with Spike. Then she died. Then she came back, and Spike was okay. And we were like,
we understood what was going on.
We get it. I get it the same way Spike and Anya hooking up. I get it. I get why everyone felt bad and feels wrong by it, but I also understand why the two of them did it.
Yes.
So I thought they did a good job of showing Spike and Buffy get together because of the circumstances. So I was like, all right, that was good. But it was still like one of those things where during the relationship, it was a little rocky. He's making her watch their friends while they do it. It's still creepy. It's still off-putting. And sometimes it's nice and loving. And then Buffy's weird. But then Spike says something weird. Now this happens. This scene happens. Then there's no more Spuffy.
Yes, dude. My note says, how are there Spuffy fans?
There's no, like, unless even, okay, so we've said that we didn't think Tara should get back with Willow after what Willow did to her.
Yeah.
Right? And it's no way.
Tara, run.
Yes. And it's no way we would say okay, Spike leaves, he goes to meet up with Oz, and then he gets a way to find out how to reverse vampirism and gets the soul put in, and then he comes back and he's like, hey, I'm a whole new person, love me again. No, you don't get that. You don't get the benefit after the scene. So I don't understand the Spuffies. I will continue to watch. I will continue to enjoy the journey. I still like Spike as a character when he's bad. He's very evil, and he continues to be evil. And this is pinnacle evil.
What was crazy about the scene, too, is it's like there's no supernatural element to it. Like, he's not vampire. She's not Slayer. Like, this is a fucking very visceral and real scene. And it's like,
and
I spend a lot of time, and I'm going to bring it back to this, which I'm sorry, everybody. I spend a lot of time defending Xander and people trashing Xander. And people like Spike. They're like, Spike's bad. Yeah, Spike over Xander. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure once I say that, everyone's going to hop on Discord like, I never fucking said that. Oh, I still think Spike is terrible, blah, blah, blah. But like...
But there are Spuffies. There's a Spuffy versus Bangle.
Yes. Yes. And I think this is the thing that I was thinking about after watching this episode is people are like, I don't like Xander because he's a very like real, like I feel like I know people that are like Xander and they annoy me and I don't like them and blah, blah, blah. You know what else is real? Fucking rapists. Like
he's no different than Warren right now.
Yeah.
Warren, the bad guy of the season.
Yeah.
Seemingly. Yes. Has to be. And that's his thing. Like, so he does it in a different manner, but like, this is just like overpower. I'm going like, I know that this is even worse. I think this is so much worse because it's like this. I mean, what Warren did too was like, what Warren did was a mix between Willow and Spike, basically.
Yes, dude. Great point.
Yeah.
And Spike is doing this through this like misguided lens of like, I'm doing this because this is the way that you love me and this is how I make you love me.
Which is
and
scary.
And then Buffy, dude, so fucking horrifying.
And what adds to it is that when she goes to the bathroom, there's this high camera angle that we never see in the show that they introduce. Yeah. And I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this? And it's just so when he's like on top of her, we could see the full magnitude of it. But yeah, man. And like Sarah Michelle Gellar's acting her ass off in this scene. And like, she's like, I don't get.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
How does Spike bounce back from this where we're like, Warren hasn't been able to bounce back. And I know we were big Warren people. What was it, last season or like, when we were just like, hey,
we were like, this guy's a genius. They should hire. He should be a Scooby.
You were the one who said he should be a Scooby. I never wanted him to be a Scooby, but we did say, hey, he's a genius for making these things, and he is. That much is true.
A genius, an evil genius.
He's an awful
but a genius
person
nonetheless.
We did not know that he was going to be a main player.
Yeah,
I never thought he was coming back.
I also was the one that was like, the trio could be some of the most dangerous villains in Buffy ever. Like, they're mega powerful, but. Dude, that was such a good point about like Warren is a mix of Spike and Willow. Like, that's so true.
Yeah, because he had this misguided thing of love and then tried to mind rape his girlfriend and physically rape her. Yeah.
I will say too that I'm afraid of like reading the commentary about this scene about like, it's going to be like Sarah Michelle Gellar used this as inspiration, like X, Y, and Z from her real life, and I'm just gonna read it and be depressed. And like,
they were like, they used their experiences on set to experience the trauma of this. Like,
but it's fucking terrible, man.
Yeah, I'm so curious to see where they go from here.
It is a choice. He's got to be evil. Like, I'm certain that they try to do like a redemption probably, but like, I don't think there's any coming back from this.
There's none. There's none.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah. Yeah. They're Buffy fans. They're Buffy people. And we'll probably also get some stuff about like, well, up until this point, like I didn't like what the writers did. This is out of like,
it's in the show.
It's in the show.
Yeah, that's all we comment on. We comment what's on in the show and what we've seen up to this point. So
yeah.
It'll be amazing. Let's see. Like they somehow got us to be like, okay, Buffy can hook up with Spike. We don't care.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. I don't know what this last season's gonna be,
dude. Right?
Like
this shit is getting so crazy, dude.
Man.
God.
Yeah.
But anyway. So then we go back to the Bronze. And the trio's at the Bronze. And Jonathan's like, this is a fucking... He's talking to Andrew. He's like, this is a terrible idea. Why are we at the Bronze? He's talking to Andrew. And he's like, oh, we might get recognized and then get thrown in jail. And Andrew's still being a bootlicker for Warren, who's trying to flirt with a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I love... As much as Warren's a piece of shit, I love his attempts to flirt with girls. It's just like so...
That's why he had to build a sex bot. He just does not have game.
His game is fucking hilariously bad. But Jonathan's like, I don't know. I don't think we can trust Warren. I don't think that he's going to give us the orbs. And Andrew's like, shut up, small fry. He's like belittling Jonathan. And Jonathan's like, hey. So then we go over to see what the girl and Warren are talking about. And Warren's like, hey, what's up there, baby? Hey, baby. Like every sentence has the word baby in it at some point. He's got his fucking huge disco collar.
Yeah. It's like it was like what Xander was dressed like for one of his birthdays at the Bronze.
Yeah. And the girl's like, I'm not interested. And her boyfriend shows up, or the guy that she's there with. And he's like, is there a fucking problem here, dude? And Warren's like, oh my God. I forget the guy's name. You're Hank or you're Henry or whatever.
You're Bully McBullerson, the bully that bullied me in high school.
He's like, yeah, remember you bullied me in high school? You always thought that I was a nerd and you always used to beat me up. And then the guy's like, that was you? And Warren's like, yeah, that was me, motherfucker. Let's see you try that shit again. I'm going to leave here with your girlfriend. And the guy's like, I'd like to see you try. And then he tries to punch Warren. And Warren just kind of like takes it and he's like, ooh, that all you got, big guy? And then Warren just punches him across the bar.
I love that the Bronze sees this happen so much that no one reacts to it.
Yeah. No.
Like they were like, a troll knocked this place down like a little while ago. We're fine. Like we're so used to like this is like
a werewolf get killed here. A guy with a fucking shotgun.
Yeah, there was a vamp Willow that just ate a bunch of people. Like it's fine.
So Warren turns around and he's like, anybody else want a piece? And a bunch of dudes swarm him and he just beats up a bunch of these guys. Then Xander comes out of the bathroom and he's like, oh, you again. What the fuck is up with this, man? And Xander's like, oh, I'm going to have to take you down, you weak little pathetic guy. And then Warren's like, oh, Xander, fancy seeing you here. I'm trying to pick up chicks. Maybe you could put in a good word with that Anya chick for me, because I figure if she's banging vampires, I got a shot. And Xander's like, oh, you say talk shit about my girl. I'm going to go all hulked out. And he punches Warren. And it has no effect on Warren, obviously, because he's got the orbs. And then he goes, oh, I see why Anya started hooking up with a vampire, because you hit like a girl. And Xander goes, at least I know how to get one. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then Warren punches Xander across the room.
Uppercuts him across the room. His face is bloody, should be broken. I feel like it'd be Spider-Man rules with this, where he might accidentally kill someone with those punches. Like,
absolutely.
A punch that
Dude, regular
lifts you,
people could accidentally kill people with a regular punch.
Yeah, like if a punch lifts you and shoots you across the room, the amount of force, your neck's broken.
Yeah, dude, he could fucking punch and then there's just Xander smoothie across the room, just liquefied.
And again, the bronze, no flinching. No one's...
Everybody just kind of gets out of the way and they're like, oh, what was that about? And Warren goes over to try and, I guess, it looks like Warren's trying to finish the job, dude.
Oh, yeah. I think he's going to just kill him and everyone's just going to watch.
Yeah.
I did like him push the pool table out the way. Thought that was a cool...
That was pretty badass. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was a good villain move of like, I'm fucking strong, dude.
Yeah.
And he goes over, he's standing over top of Xander, and Jonathan's like, dude, we should leave. We gotta go. And then I forget, I know that Warren's like, why? And Jonathan says some reason why.
Well, he's like, the time we're going to be late for that thing that we need to do.
Oh, right.
But if it wasn't for that, Xander would be dead.
Yeah. Be Xander goo on the ground.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, well, all right, well, I'm going to go. You're lucky. And then I think that somebody says, oh, well, what if he tells the Slayer? And Warren goes, bring her on. I was like, shit, dude.
Yeah, what if he tells the Slayer? He tells them that you guys are at the bronze where you're not going to be now? Like, what?
Yeah. They said that they're going to do a thing. Buffy's like, I know exactly what that is. Let me flip open to a page in this book. Oh, there it is. Their big master plan.
You grab a book off the shelf. You flip it open. You read it. Done.
Yeah.
Behind the delivery trucks that keep your life stocked, thousands of employees at BP go to work every day. People bringing a new offshore production platform online. People making our refineries capable of more, like making renewable diesel from agricultural waste. People trading and shipping fuels to our customers. And people helping truckers fill up and get maintenance at our convenient locations. They're part of the more than 300,000 jobs BP supports across the country. Learn more at bp.com/investing in America.
So, just as they feared, Xander goes back to Buffy's house and he's like, Buffy! Buffy! But he's all bloodied.
This is why you want to be friends. This is why you want to be friends with Buffy.
Exactly. But
moments like
that. The reason why you get beat up is because you are friends with Buffy. So,
yeah.
Catch-22.
Sides to the coin.
Xander didn't even lose a tooth.
Yeah, I mean, we're not losing. This is TV.
So he goes to Buffy's house and he sees Spike's coat on the stairwell. And he's like, oh, fuck. This again. Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Did Spike leave through the window? Why didn't he take his coat?
No idea. So Xander goes upstairs and he goes to the bathroom and he sees Buffy lying on the ground and he sees that she's got like bruises on her legs. He comes in hot and he's like, where the fuck is Spike? What's going on?
Yeah.
And he sees that Buffy's hurt and he's like, what happened? Did he hurt you? What's going on? And Buffy's like, don't worry about it, dude. Don't want you to go after Spike. I'm just like,
yeah, right. In bold, it goes, still doesn't want Spike dead.
Dude.
When Riley was getting suck jobs from vampires that were like blood junkies, she still killed that blood junkie girl.
She went on a fucking rampage, dude.
Yeah.
Killed the blood junkie.
Yeah. And I felt bad for the blood junkie vampire. One, she was, sucking blood, being paid to do it. And that's still a better business than her just being a regular vampire killing people for blood.
Yeah, this was voluntary. Everybody's consensual.
Yeah, she was in a weird situation. Like, that vampire is a sad case vampire. But Buffy said, you know what? Fuck that bitch. And javelin her through the back.
Story, bitch.
Yeah. Spike almost raped you, and you're like, no, don't do it. It's like,
I was gonna ask, can Xander go after him with an axe now?
Like, can we put him down? Like, you just want this rapist loose?
Yep.
There's something that happens, and for people that watch The Sopranos, there's like a storyline like this in The Sopranos that always just like rubbed me the wrong way because it just like left it open at the end of it, and it was just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Xander is looking at her. He's like, something's up. I'm pissed. And now I'm worried about you, Buffy. And then Willow comes and she's all excited. She's like, I found something. And then she looks down at Buffy and she's like, whoa, what happened? Buffy's like, nothing. Don't worry about it. Nothing happened.
Where have you been, Willow? Did you not hear all this stuff when Buffy was screaming in the bathroom? This is a house.
Dude. Yes.
Did you just get home?
I don't know where she could have been, I guess. Because the last we saw her, she was in bed with Tara and they were hooking up.
Yeah, which is like, and I'm assuming this bathroom is across the hall at best.
It's like 1 or 2 rooms away.
Yeah, and there was someone screaming at the top of their lungs, no.
I guess she had to have been gone.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is also, I guess, playing on the real life shit of like, if you get raped or attempted rape, like you don't want to tell the cops or anything. So
definitely planned that.
Yeah, but fuck, man.
Dude, this is, as far as writing goes, it's like that thing where it's just like punish your protagonist, like always be beating them down, always give them obstacles to get over. But I mean, I think Buffy's had enough.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
how many
it's the Peter Parker rule.
Yeah,
Peter Parker can never be happy.
Yeah. Buffy just can't. Like a lot of Spider-Man analogies here, but they're all apt. It's anytime it seems like she's getting a little bit of head above water, someone just pours another bucket in.
Yeah. So they go downstairs and Willow and Tara have found blueprints that the trio laid out, and it's a scheme to rob a bunch of banks and stuff. And Willow found a bank that they're going to hit that night, and armored cars and all that shit. And Xander also warns Buffy in the least helpful or informative way.
I was just happy he said something because I was like, please say something at some point. Because
Buffy's like, all right, I'm going to go after him. And Xander goes, hey, I'd be careful because Warren's going all Mighty Mouse. Emphasis on the mighty. Like, just say he's super strong. He punched me across the bar.
No, I have to say it in a Whedonism. If I don't say it in a Whedonism, I know. It's like, hey, so can we take a little second? Because last time you barged into someplace, you almost got cut in half, Buffy. So maybe charging in. And I guess you're fine now, too. Like, your back doesn't hurt anymore. We were about to take a nice hot bath to heal yourself.
Epsom salt.
Didn't Willow give her a massager? And she looked at it like, what is this? Why would I ever need this massager?
That's why moments I said it was a good gift.
Moments like this. But I've never seen Buffy like this, like injured, where she's like, oh, I need to get the knots out.
And it's not like she was fighting Adam or the Master or Glory. She just got kicked into a headstone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But now she's fine. Now her back's completely fine.
Yeah, she's back to fine.
But yeah,
she
just do a little bit of planning to be like, why is he strong? What kind of power does he have? Something.
Yeah. It just annoyed me so much that Xander went with that, like, he went all Mighty Mouse. I was like, dude, just...
Even if he said...
time for the jokes and shit.
True. But even if he said he was super strong, it still wouldn't be enough.
Yeah.
Because if Xander told you that Warren was super strong, you'd be like, did Xander just get sucker punched? You know what I mean? Like...
I also just want to make note that, like, this is Xander who just discovered Buffy, and Buffy was just, almost raped. And Xander's like, yeah, see, he went all Mighty Mouse. See, emphasis on the mighty.
He's got the cigar.
I was just like, dude.
They're so... Oh, I wanted to bring this up. The bully in high school that Warren's talking to. It's the same high school where they fought the mayor at graduation.
Yeah.
They've been through so much and just don't care. They still live their life like it's all normal. Yeah. Their high school blew up.
Yes, it did. Doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway. So then we go to Spike returning to his crypt. And he is... I don't know how to describe my note. I wrote, he's haunted by his attempted rape of Buffy.
Yeah, we get those flashes. Wait, do they flash Dawn saying, how could you hurt her too in this or no? Or
yeah.
They do flash that, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. And he just pours himself a stiff drink. He's like, oh, I gotta fucking drink. I gotta drink my troubles away.
The plight of the rapist.
Yeah. You know, we often talk about the attempted raped. How often are we thinking about what the rapist is going through? Good God, dude.
You know what? I thought about this a while ago. Every person that Spike has hurt or killed or harmed, all of that blood and pain is on Willow's hand. And I say that because Spike was about to kill himself in Xander's basement.
Yes, he was.
And Xander was going to let it happen.
Yep.
But Willow, who had been attacked multiple times by this Spike person, pre-Chip, was like, no, we can't kill him. He's the main character on the show.
The audience likes him and the network likes him, so...
but Whedon doesn't, but they want him to be in it, so it's a little conflict. Yeah.
You think this is Whedon being like, oh yeah, you like Spike, huh? Here you go, here's a scene.
It does
still like Spike?
It does feel like it goes back and forth with like half the writers like Spike, half of them don't, and then it's like, oh, is it my episode? Okay, so when we break this one, Spike's gonna be really bad. And I was like, all right, you make him bad, I'll fix him next episode. He'll come back with flowers.
Good luck, rest of the writers.
Yeah. He's gonna bring Joyce back He's gonna bring Joyce back, and she's gonna be better. He's gonna find Buffy's dad. That's what he'll do. He'll find Buffy's dad. He'll reunite the family.
Yeah.
Just
good God.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I like him as a character.
Mm-hmm.
I like James Marsters as an actor. I think he's great in the show. Don't think he should be with Buffy.
Hate to say this, but like even in that rape scene, great acting chemistry between.
They had great chemistry.
I mean, they acted the shit out of that scene, dude.
Well, it's all built up too. Like we've been set up for these weird no, okay, give in, no, okay, give in, and then we get a no, serious no. Which I am happy that the show kind of did. In a way, like it's weird, but like before, all we had was no's mean maybes to yeses.
Yeah, no, as the great AOC says.
Judge. I gotta look up.
Find another way.
I gotta look up someone else. No, not the context, because I know the context isn't this.
Yeah.
I need to look up another no means yes thing quote so you can quote someone else.
Yeah. But yeah, Spike starts taking shots to the face. He is drinking hardcore, haunted by the memories of him trying to rape Buffy. And then who should show up with a bucket of chicken?
The hero of the show.
Clem, the skin-conditioned, just like the nicest guy. Like he's
honestly,
so, like
again,
upbeat.
I don't understand what having a soul and being a demon means.
Yeah,
because
like,
I don't
this
think
guy is such a genuinely good, nice friend.
Those demons at the wedding were chill, man.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely Xander's family that were the more evil of the demons.
Yeah, even
like that guy with the goatee. Yeah, dude, even the guy with the goatee was like, man, this fucking guy's a piece of shit, isn't he? But he shows up. And
how did he
like,
get that chicken? How did he get the chicken? Does he walk into the place and order it? Does he pay some kids to get it?
It's COVID times. He's like, hey, drop it off at the door. Just leave it at the door.
Sunnydale was the first place that had Ubers and DoorDash.
That was the best part about COVID. It's just leaving it at the door. The lockdown. Obviously, I know millions of people died. Terrible.
Your best
really
part
wish it didn't happen.
Was not having to do that 2-minute interaction of grabbing.
Yep. But he's like, something's on TV. I thought you might want to watch it. Let's watch TV together. And Spike's like, he's feeling conflicted. And he's like, I don't want.
They wanted to watch Knight Rider.
Knight Rider. It's a
marathon.
Knight Rider marathon. Yes. David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, and the principal from Boy Meets World does the car.
David Hasselhoff. Gonna be real, man. He's got some banger songs.
I have never listened to them, but I'm sure they were club hits in Germany that are just probably,
He did this one song for a movie called It was like a 25-minute movie that was on Netflix that I saw called Kung Fury or something like that.
Is that one that's like all green screen stylized?
Yeah. And like Hitler comes back from the dead and like there's reptiles and shit.
Yeah.
He has a song in that movie, and I'm not gonna lie, dude, it gets me fucking amped. I'd listen to it at the gym and get jacked. Good song. I don't remember what, I think it's called Warrior maybe, but it's a good one. But Clem sees that Spike is he's a little heartbroken because, he tried to rape Buffy, and he goes, oh, what happened? Did Buffy break up with you again? And Spike finally admits it, because we were never together. Clem goes, yeah, well, I'll tell you something, man. That girl's got some issues. I know that Clem doesn't have the whole story at this point, and Buffy does have some issues.
Well, Clem brings up that he had some shamans resurrected his cousin, and oof. So
yeah,
like
came back a little weird.
Yeah, come back. You came back wrong, Buffy.
Yeah. So Spike is not even really listening to Clem. He's just like can't grapple with his feelings and his emotions right now, and he's like, if it weren't for this fucking chip, it's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I can feel it in my head. I can feel it. And he starts like reaching towards his head, and I was like, is he about to just rip this thing out? Because if that's the solution,
that is the solution. That's always been the solution. Just go to a weird shady doctor. You guys have so many resources.
Yeah,
get the trio to rip it out of your head.
That's what I was saying. I was just about to say that. Like, they definitely could figure out a way.
Anybody could. Just pay one of these shady doctors at the hospital a ton of money.
You're telling me there's not like a demon doctor?
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, there's a fucking shady doctor in John Wick.
Somehow
you tell me that there's not a shady doctor that would help demons?
Somehow he's able to be like, oh, I got all those demon eggs and stuff in my basement and whatever, but I can't figure out how to get someone to just cut my head open and take this chip out.
Yeah. But Spike is just so pissed that this chip exists. And he's mad because he can't be a monster anymore, but he's not a man. He's in this weird space in between. He's nothing.
Yeah, I like that line. It won't let me be a monster and I can't be a man. I'm nothing. It's like, all right,
It was a great line.
Yeah.
And Clem is just trying to cheer him up. And
were you a little afraid here that Spike was going to do something bad to Clem?
Yes, I was, because after he says he's nothing, he gets up and he turns around. He's looking real fucking evil. And he says, things change if you make them.
Yeah. And I was like,
uh-oh.
Then he walks out in Clem's skin and just sneaks in.
That's what I was like, how would killing Clem make anything change? Don't kill Clem, please.
Protect Clem at all costs, man. Seriously. I was like, this guy's cool. He wants to watch some TV. He brought you wings. We know you love the hot wings. He's not the problem. Don't hurt Clem.
He's absolutely not the problem. That guy rules.
Yes.
I'd be friends with Clem at this point.
Oh,
if he's
absolutely.
bringing wings.
Absolutely.
That guy's chill as fuck.
That's our love language.
Anyway. Yeah. So then we get to something that we've never seen in Sunnydale in this entire show run. Never knew it existed.
This one Starbucks town.
Don't know if, I know that somebody sent us a map of Sunnydale. Don't know if this was on the map. Don't even know if this is in Sunnydale, to be honest with you.
I gotta find that map.
Yeah, we really do. If you have the map of Sunnydale, because somebody sent it to us on Discord, if you could resend that to us, please, that'd be excellent. Because I don't remember this being on
I just remember there being a lot of cemeteries.
Yes. There is a gigantic amusement park. And it's the opening weekend of it. I guess it wouldn't be on the map because it says it's the opening weekend of.
Oh, it was wait, was it?
There was a sign that said like grand opening or opening weekend special or something like that.
Oh no, but it's been there. It's it has to be the opening weekend, but it's not the opening of the first weekend of. You know what I mean? It's the opening weekend, but it's
like
not the
season.
First. Yeah, because they say when the guy's getting the money to put in the truck, he's like, and this the biggest take of the year.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's they're loading money. The workers at this amusement park are giving money to this armored car driver, and they're loading it up in the back. And they're like, "Hey, Best weekend of the year always. And they're like, all right, cool. I tap the car. All right, I'll go take this money to the bank. So the drivers get in. It's 2 people in the car. They're like, all right, let's drive to the bank. And the guy hits the gas and the car is going nowhere. And it's because Warren is behind the armored car, lifting it up on its side with one hand. And I was like, this is cool.
It's cool.
That's some villain shit.
It's cool. It's a great visual. Of course you would want this. You being invulnerable isn't the best way to steal this. You guys have so many other methods to steal money.
Invisibility ray.
They don't have it anymore because they lost it to Willow.
Oh, yeah.
But they have mind control things. They have demon stuff. They have... Here's one. You could just knock out the one guard and then have Jonathan pretend to be the guard because he can use his his
transforming thing.
Yeah, his cloaking, whatever. There's a term for it. They use it in the Wolf Among Us game too. But yeah, he could just turn into him and then just steal the car. There's so many like clever ways to get it instead of let's flip the truck and then all of us are going to carry all these bags of money. You need the truck to take the money. The plan is flawed.
Is it shapeshift? Is that the word? He's a shapeshifter?
No, it's like glamour. Glamour is the term.
Oh, well, Jonathan does say
glamour.
Yeah. He says like a glamour.
Because in the Wolf Among Us, this game, it's like a fairy tale land, and you have to get this glamour so that you're not like the big bad wolf or all the people from all these like fairy tales. They wear a glamour that make them look like normal humans, and that's a term they use. He uses the glamour term earlier. That's what it is. But that's a better way if your goal is just to steal money. If you want the invulnerability to fight, great. But flipping that truck doesn't help you get the money away. It just looked cool.
Yeah.
Again, that's a nitpick for the planning. But
so Warren flips the truck and Andrew and Jonathan are watching, and Andrew says something like, I can't wait to get my hands on those orbs. And Jonathan goes, yeah, I don't think we're ever going to get our hands on those orbs, my friend.
They're planting that seed with Andrew right here again.
Oh, Andrew would love to plant a seed.
Oh, man, I teed you up for that one.
Yeah, you did. Alley-oop. Slammed it home.
Good job.
So they're like, all right, truck is flipped. Obviously, the 2 guards are knocked out and died.
What? Thank you for bringing that up, because I wrote that down too. What are they doing? The car slowly flipped to its side. Are they don't get out? What about the guy that was signing the papers? He didn't hear a car flip over?
Nope. Yeah, we see also like other employees in the background of the amusement park. Nah, nobody cares.
They're like, there's just a guy fighting a girl. Just like, let it happen.
Must be one of those fondue puncture situations.
Yeah. That's how you stay alive in Sunnydale. You just mind your business.
Yep. Horse blinders.
Yep.
Until it comes to you and then you die.
Yep.
So
got to take a shortcut down this alley.
So Buffy shows up and she stands on top of the truck as like a surprise. They're like, all right, let's get the money. And Buffy's like, I don't think you're going anywhere.
How did she get there?
No clue. How did nobody see her?
Well, I'm just saying, like, she doesn't drive. And this can't be walking distance.
Yeah. She did her weird looking sprint run.
It's just like when they find the tower that's being built last season, and she just like leaves her house and she looks up and she sees roller coasters down the street. When did that get here?
Is this the same park where there was that carousel where Riley took Dawn, maybe?
Sunnydale's built around a theme park.
Mom always used to take me to the theme park that we've never once mentioned or seen before.
Yeah.
So Buffy shows up and she jumps down and Warren's like, I'd like to see you try. And Warren just tosses Buffy and they start fighting.
I do like how he catches her. It's like an acrobatic, like you do circ stuff, the way his arms are extended so he can catch her and toss her onto like a mat. So funny.
And then Buffy and Warren stunt doubles fight. Warren's, there was one point where it was just like straight on, you just see a different guy. It wasn't like from behind, it was like facing the camera.
When this fight started happening, I was like, this is Buffy and the actor playing Warren fighting. This could not be less compelling of two physical people fighting.
Yeah. But like Warren is beating the shit out of Buffy.
They all have their bomber jackets on, which is a cool look. Yeah.
It is a good look.
Yeah.
And Jonathan and Andrew still just watching. They're like, oh, geez, oh, boy. Oh, wow, what's going on here? Oh, wowza. And then at one point, Warren punches Buffy through a stone entryway to the amusement park.
No, Buffy punches Warren. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry, I got that mixed up.
Yeah.
Buffy punches Warren through the stone entryway of the amusement park, and it just crumbles on top of Warren. Again, nobody else hears this. Nobody else sees this. Amusement park guy that owns the place doesn't come out, hey, that's my fucking intro.
And during this fight scene, Andrew is screaming, killer, killer.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude is just going full bloodlust.
So it all crumbles on Warren, and Andrew is like, oh no. But you knew that wasn't the end of Warren. He punches through the rubble, zombie style.
I know the definition of invulnerability.
Gets up and he's like, you're gonna have to do better than that, Slayer.
They
continue fighting.
My thought during this fight is like, Buffy, you can't just kick and punch everything, right? Like, how many demon magical fights you fought, Glory? You just can't walk in and punch and kick everything to death. Well, you're going to keep trying, so good on you.
Yeah. So Buffy and Warren, this is a extended fight scene, and I think this is actually where Andrew starts screaming to kill Buffy.
Yeah.
And then eventually Jonathan runs over and jumps on Buffy, and Warren goes,
so funny
whoa.
looking. He's so small.
Yeah. Well, it's hilarious because Buffy's small.
I know.
And then he jumps on her and he's like getting a piggyback ride from her. And Warren goes, whoa, Pipsqueak, didn't know you had it in you. All right. Team Warren, let's go. And Jonathan has jumped onto Buffy so he could whisper in her ear, you need to get rid of his orbs. You need to destroy his orbs.
Yeah.
And Buffy immediately knows what that means.
I don't think she exactly knows, but she finally has some clue. At first, I thought she was just going to kick him in the nuts.
Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen.
She did that to Angel.
Yeah, and it worked to a T.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jonathan's like, you got to destroy his orbs. You got to kick him. You got to destroy his orbs. And then Buffy throws Jonathan off. And then Warren is standing above Buffy at some point. And then he like flips his jacket open to reveal his little perfectly perfect orbs pouch that he has.
If he would have just had those like on his backside, but he can't. Like if he could have just put them in his pocket. But they're just like, they're in a very modern leather case.
Yeah.
Like they were supposed to be underground forever. And I think they get them and they're in this like leather satchel.
And they have like snaps on them.
Yeah, it's like, no, it would be tied. It would be in like some type of random material. But instead it's like a classic carrying case.
And it's a carrying case specifically made for two orbs.
Yeah.
It's a orb sack, some might say.
The demons that don't wear clothes have a leather satchel for their orbs.
Right. So Warren flips open. Buffy sees the orbs and Warren says, say goodnight, bitch. And then Buffy grabs his orbs and smashes them onto the ground and then kicks Warren across the entire like parking lot. It seems like she kicks him so far and then she stands up and she says, good night, bitch. Love it.
Now that is a t-shirt. Like there's a lot of out for a walk, bitch shirts and merch.
You know what? I'm going to be honest, that out for a walk, bitch would never clock me as like that's a classic Buffy line.
Same.
This one? Yeah.
Because the out for a walk, bitch is just Spike saying it to Buffy with no retort.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm Team Buffy when I watch this show. I don't know. I don't know.
I guess so.
Yeah, I guess I'll root for the troubled main character that's trying to do her best in the world.
So then, after Buffy has kicked Warren across the so far, probably like 40 feet, Warren gets up and he's like, "This isn't the last you'll see of me, Slayer." Takes off his bomber jacket to reveal that this entire time he's been wearing a jetpack. And he uses the jetpack to jetpack away. And then Andrew takes off his bomber jacket to reveal that he also has a jetpack. And he uses his and hilariously smashes right into like an awning, which and then
It's
falls
funny,
down.
huh?
But like, and Jonathan's like, "Oh man, you guys got jetpacks? I didn't get a jetpack." Where the fuck were they hiding these jetpacks?
Under bomber jackets.
How was the jetpack not damaged in this fight?
How was it not damaged when he fell in the rubble?
Right?
How do they have jetpacks on their back but don't look like Ninja Turtles? How?
Right.
How were they going to jetpack out with all the money?
I mean, what a weird contingency plan.
Why?
Like, that seemed like all right, plan B, we got our jetpacks. Like,
you guys know magic.
yes. Like,
make a portal or something.
It was so silly.
This is like a show where a vampire tries to rape a slayer. The guy gets magic orbs to be invincible. And then there's a jetpack escape at the end.
I guess that's why he couldn't have them on his backside, because the jetpack might have
that's what I was
burnt
thinking.
up the orbs.
But like, it's no way during that fight you don't notice he's clunking around with a fuel sack and a...
Yeah.
And then Buffy, I know you don't chase after people on ground. Throw a rock at this dude. Don't let him get away.
Right? He's a problem.
Run and tackle him when he's monologuing before he fires off.
Buffy's going Buffy, dude.
Yeah, she should have done the Hulk thing and just like slam him down like he did with Loki.
Oh, like Loki?
Yeah.
Puny God.
Bah, 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 bah.
That was one of the best scenes.
So good. Whedon, good job.
Yeah. But so Warren jetpacks away. Andrew and Jonathan are left there with Buffy, who turns them into the police.
So
they get arrested.
They're being arrested for robbery.
Yes.
Okay.
They're being walked through the Sunnydale police station, and Andrew cannot believe Warren left him. He left me. I can't believe he left me. Andrew starts crying. He's upset. He's like, he not only did he leave me, he was using me. He left me. I can't believe he left me. He never really loved hanging out with us. Andrew, gay with Warren? Crush on Warren?
This is one of those, like, we have this episode that opens with a same-sex couple relationship, and throughout it, they're hooking up.
Mm-hmm.
But this Andrew being into Warren seems... It's okay that if Andrew was just, like, pretending and he did, like, kind of like Warren, but you saw Warren try to get his old girlfriend back.
Yeah.
You guys have on the board, get chicks, get girls. So you know Warren's not into you like that. So why do you think Warren's using you and loves you? Like, it feels like they shoehorned that in. Like, they planted the seeds, but they're shoehorned in Andrew. Like, Andrew being, like, closeted is fine. Andrew thinking that Warren was his, like, possibly going to be, like, his love interest, they did not play up enough, if that's the thing. And here it comes out like, wait, you really thought he loved you? Like, what part of him going to the bronze and hitting on a girl in front of you made you think? Yeah.
Yeah. But Andrew's like, you think he's coming back? he's coming back. He wouldn't just take off without us. He's coming back for us. He's going to come back for us. And Jonathan's looking at him like, bro, he ain't coming back.
Jonathan's like, why the hell didn't I just leave Sunnydale?
Yeah.
But
Yes.
Jonathan needs to be in jail for what he did for his Jonathan World thing.
Yeah. Superstar.
Yeah. They all need to be in jail
Superstar.
for killing Katrina.
Mhm.
Poor Katrina's family, too. Never knowing the truth.
Yep. So, speaking of taking off, we then have a scene of Spike. He's on his motorcycle and he's off. He's on a far off, distant road looking back at Sunnydale. And he goes, oh, yeah, things are going to change. I'll be back. And he motorcycles off.
And this to me would be a problem. Like, if I'm Xander or Buffy, I don't like knowing that Spike is off somewhere doing
He's just
something I
out in
don't
the
know.
world.
Yeah, that would, I could never sleep. You can never sleep easy in Sunnydale anyway. I don't know how anybody
Mhm.
sleeps in this town. Like, I would sleep during the day and stay awake at night with a crucifix in my hand and a
Crucifix
steak
and like 15 steaks.
just in a pool
Holy
of holy
water
water.
squirt guns.
But yeah, I don't know. Just knowing Spike's out there, knowing that he is capable of what he just did and has always lashed out when being rejected. Yeah, I would have had Xander hunt him down that night. Like, fuck it.
Yeah. Yep. So then we go to Willow and Tara. They're still making out. And Tara looks down at the garden at the Summers home and she goes, oh, Xander's here. Oh, it looks like I hope that he and Buffy are about to make up.
Which make up for what? When did
Yeah,
they have
I don't think that-
when did she think that they had a falling out?
Yeah, that's what I was like. Did they see? Maybe Buffy filled them in, but like they weren't ever a part of them not being
No,
cool.
because she wasn't there when she left. She never came back the next night. After,
Yeah.
like, they don't know anything about the conversation at the Magic Box.
Mhm.
So there's no.
Well, I guess Willow at the beginning of the episode says that Buffy didn't want to talk about what was going on at the Magic Box. Maybe Buffy kind of filled them in a little bit.
I thought she said she didn't come back after she left.
She came back after the Magic Box, but then went out again. I don't know.
Yeah. Whatever, it's fine. It's the setup line.
Yeah. So we go down to Xander and Buffy, and Xander and Buffy talk. And Buffy tells Xander about the trio, like, oh yeah, the trio, Warren got away, but Andrew and Jonathan, they've been clinked.
Because what year is this?
Yep. They got to throw in some weird vernacular. It wouldn't be Buffy without that.
All they watch are Buster Keaton movies and old-timey movies, so that's all their language. It's just film noirs.
Yeah. So they sit down on a bench and Xander is like,
oh, I did
How
want to
did we
say,
get-
this is where we get the name The Trio. And she says it down to the Uno.
yeah.
So this is where the trio name comes from.
Okay. So Xander's like, Buffy, how did we get here? Like, shit is fucked, dude. Like, this is terrible.
Well, you ripped me from heaven. That's how I'm here.
How did you get here?
How did you get here?
They start commiserating, and Xander once again reiterates, like, hey, I was a little hurt. I'm sorry about how I was acting, but I was just a little hurt that you didn't trust me enough to tell me about Spike. And Buffy's like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Fuck the Scoobies.
Yeah.
But I will say in defense of Xander, he goes on and says he was hurt, but he also admits that he made it basically impossible for her to tell him.
Yes.
So that is where I'm, okay, Xander has a self-awareness.
Yes. Yeah, he does say, like, he's like, I wish that you would have told me, but I understand why you didn't, because I was being such an ass about, like, I could see how you wouldn't feel like you'd be able to tell me because I was being so mean about Spike and how he's a piece of shit and all that stuff.
Yeah. And that's what I try to talk about with the shows, where people do things, but people still will feel a certain way. Like, Xander can feel hurt that she didn't trust to talk to him, but he can also understand, like, two things can be true. He can also understand why she couldn't tell him. So, you know, but this goes back to even the beginning with, like, Willow being like, she's not grateful I ripped her from the afterlife. And just like, guys, you're not even thinking full spectrum here. It's so like it's like so selfishly focused in. Yeah.
But yeah, Buffy apologizes, Xander seemingly apologizes, and Xander's basically they kind of like get a little whimpery, like about to cry, and Xander's like, I just don't know what I'd do without you and Willow. Like, you guys are my best friends. And Buffy's like, yeah, you guys, let's make sure that never happens. And then they hug. And then Warren shows up and he says some shit like, you think you were just going to get away with that, Slayer? You think you were just going to get away with that? And pulls out every Slayer's kryptonite. A gun.
Buffy looks at him like, that won't do anything. Guns are useless.
And he fires in the direction of Buffy and Xander. Xander falls to the ground. Then he's running away, firing the gun wildly through the air. And he runs away, escapes. And then we cut to inside the house. And there's blood all over Willow's shirt. And Willow looks down and she's like, oh my God, what happened? She looks up and Tara goes, oh no, your shirt, with a huge gunshot through her chest.
Yeah, they do such a good job with the blocking and the filming and framing of this, because we see the scene of them in the room and they look down at Xander and them, and it's a good way. You don't know it when you're watching it the first time, but they're setting up to let you know that this room is facing the backyard. Yeah. Right. So you know that. And then you see Warren shoot upwards in the air. Mm-hmm. And then it's just a shot of Willow and you get a spray of red, seeing red. This is the title. This is where it comes from. Mm-hmm. And it's just like this blood spray on Willow's white shirt. And it's just right across her. And then it cuts to Tara. And she's like, Willow, you're all red. Like, just complete shock, like not realizing what happens, and she collapses to the ground. And it is this episode, man.
Yeah. Oh. There's jetpacks in this episode.
And the way Warren comes in is like it's like what Spike would do if he was a human. You know, this is a realistic, like he feels like an emasculated man. The whole fight, we haven't brought this up. The whole fight of Warren and Buffy is so much like misogyny one-liners in it. And then this coming back, it's like, you think I would let you do this? Do you think I'm going to let a girl get away with this? That you're going to embarrass me in front of, you're going to embarrass me? Like, it's the fragile male ego of Warren.
Yeah, the incel.
It's all that when he comes in. And he just comes in straight with a gun. No super planning. This is...
No orbs. No sex robots.
Yeah, this is dangerous.
Just a gun.
Yeah, this is dangerous. This is...
Yeah. So Tara falls to the ground. And Willow rushes over and she's like, Tara? We go down to... And also I want to say this too, like, because this is a Sunnydale daytime scene, part of it too feels like a fever dream. Like, it's surreal.
Yeah. And it's
like when Warren showed up and he's still in his bomber jacket, all blacks, like he was robbing the place with a gun. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't seem real.
Yeah.
But we go down and
maybe
Xander,
it's not real.
I mean, dude, that's...
Buffy's having some manic... She's writing the hell out of this. That doctor's like, slow down.
The doctor's like, what a fucking twist. Holy shit. Dr. Whedon.
Dr. Whedon, you're wanted in room 612.
Let him wait.
Pump him up with morphine. I got to finish this. I think there's only
Dr. Snyder. They have the Snyder cut over there.
I think there's only like 3 more hours left in this delusion.
So we go back down into the yard, and Xander, who like fell over, he gets up because he wasn't shot. He's like, oh my God, holy shit, he had a gun. And he looks over, and Buffy's on the ground, and Buffy's been shot. And Xander's above Buffy.
This poor girl. Just let her go. Just let her go, man.
In the span of 24 hours, she's almost been raped and then shot through the chest.
Just let her go.
They ripped her from heaven for this, man.
Just let her go, man. She's had her mind messed up. She doesn't know what's real or not. She's...
So Xander's like, Buffy, oh my God. We go back up to the bedroom, and Willow's holding Tara like the Virgin Mary holding the body of the dead Jesus Christ. And she's like, baby, no, baby, Tara, no, this can't be. And she's looking down, and the last scene is a camera shot from above, close in on Willow, and she rears her head back, and she has gone full dark magic witch. Eyes ablaze. She is seeing red because her eyes are black and red, and she is like, fuck, I'm going scorched earth. And that's where the episode ends.
Wow.
What an episode, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's compelling TV.
Yeah.
I just...
nice little send-off for Amber Benson to put her in the intro. She's definitely dead.
Yeah. Run, Tara, run.
What? She should have taken our advice.
Yeah, when it was a lot of Willow hooking up with Tara in the beginning, I was like, okay, they're really pushing this like a lot. And I was like, it's fine. They just got back together. Yeah, I was like, yeah, it still feels natural. You know, they're back together again. And we talked last episode. We're like, wow, you're not going to do any of the hard work that it takes to get back together. They're like, no. We know what we're doing. Because I did not expect.
Has it been a day that she's back with Willow?
Before she got
shot in the fucking chest?
It's been a day.
Dude.
I mean,
this episode had an attempted rape, had jetpacks, and then cold-blooded murder.
And this falls in line with a lot of I think this is done well story-wise. Mm-hmm. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I think this is done well story-wise. But historically, the gay characters in movies would die off a lot in TV shows. Like, it was a lot of like killing the gay character first. And I think there's been a ton of write-ups on that. I okay with this one because I think whatever it propels the story to be. And for some reason, they didn't make Tara something. I thought she was going to become something when she broke up, and then she was just like she would end up being another ancillary character. Like Spike is hooking up with Buffy, so he's in the group, but he doesn't like stay with them. But he still has a personality in a world without Buffy. Like he exists fine without Buffy. The trio exists without Buffy fine. They keep doing weird stuff. They're tied to it. But it seemed like Tara was only Willow's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And they never really got her any more from that. So it's like, how much, what more were we going to have with this relationship? They get together.
Yeah.
Willow goes back to magic again. And she's like, you're using magic again. Then I think Willow would have to kill Tara by accident. That's the only other way.
Yeah. I mean, but, it's not also like Tara was like a pivotal Scooby, like member of the group. Like, she didn't really bring it, but
I mean, I didn't want this for her.
Yeah, no.
I did not see this coming. Not this episode, at least. Yeah,
man. But that is the episode. Wild shit going on, man.
I know, man. This is a big one.
I did like it. I thought it was a good episode. Compelling stuff. Interesting consequences and conversations happening.
Yeah, man.
Crazy to see where this goes. You got anything else to say about Seeing Red, Vance?
No, man. This this was a lot.
Next episode is titled Villains.
I wonder, because we haven't talked much about Buffy, how she's surviving this gunshot wound. Will she just be in the hospital and then they like...
She's going to be fine.
Well,
I mean, it looks like she got shot in the same place that Tara got shot too. Like it's in the chest.
Yeah. Watch next. It'll be like in the shoulder when we see her next episode.
Yeah.
And she'll be fine. You know, when you get shot in the shoulder, you still get full range of punching ability.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, no rehab. She heals fast.
Yeah.
Now, Willow would try to bring Tara back, but maybe
you think
not.
That she's going to try and bring Tara back?
I don't think she will because they've made it it's so hard, and if she even thought about it, Buffy would be like, "Hey, don't do it."
Well, they don't have the
urn thing,
the urn or whatever, Urn of Osiris.
But Clem just said some shaman brought someone else back. It's fine. Yeah. It's so many ways to bring people back.
I mean, Dawn brought back Joyce that one time.
We watch Angel. You can bring back people. I wonder if we're gonna get the Buffy versus Willow.
Yes, that's what I think. Where this is going.
Yeah, what an interesting way to get back to it. Like.
Yeah.
It's a long loop if that's what's happening to get back to where we were at the beginning of the season. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And Warren's still out there, man.
Yeah, he's just out there. Do you think he leaves Sunnydale now? He should. If he's still in Sunnydale,
I hope he doesn't, just because I don't want him loose on the world.
I mean, if he were if he were smart. You think he's just going back to his basement? He's going to take off his bomber jacket like, whoa, that was crazy. What a rush. Oh. And then knock, knock, knock. Crazy dark magic witch Willow at the door. Turns his insides out.
Yeah, I think Willow kills Warren.
Yeah, Willow's definitely going to do some really torturous, fucked up shit to Warren. And Buffy's going to be like, Willow, that was too far. And Willow's like, you don't even understand what I've been going through. He killed my Tara. And Buffy's like, yeah, but we don't kill people. And then Willow's going to be like, you're not the boss of me now when you're not so big. And then that's the conflict.
I should be taller than you. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah.
Interesting way to get here because I think I would like if Buffy, and we're hypothesizing. I would like if Buffy was to go after Willow before she had her like getting off of magic. But this magic rage seems validated.
Yeah.
Yeah, like let it happen, Buffy.
Yeah.
And while she's going crazy, be like, hey, can you find Spike and take care of that too? Let's just clean this slate.
I feel like it might be also like after Buffy tries to stop Willow, Willow's going to like incapacitate Buffy somehow. And then Willow just goes on a rampage throughout Sunnydale, like taking out all these demons. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's a weird thing where they hang out with vampires a bunch or demons and they're not. We haven't had one of those like X-Men moments where this guy's like, oh, demons need to die and I'm killing everyone, good or bad, you know? Yeah. Like even Riley's like, you want me to kill Spike? All right, you say no, cool, it's fine, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I know this town is just riddled with monsters, but we got to go across the world.
Yeah. Do you think that they're going to approve Buffy's PTO at Double Meat Palace after she got shot?
Buffy, when you were unconscious, did you say anything about our burgers being actually made with veggies?
Buffy, I know that you got shot and everything, but you're out of 6 days now, so it's going to cut into your PTO.
Yeah.
Just wanted to let you know.
They're gonna
Sorry that you got shot, but let us know when you can come back.
They're going to take Dawn from her.
We're really short-staffed at this point. We really need some people. I mean, we got some people working doubles because of this.
At the double meet. I think Buffy's going to lose custody of Dawn. You know, gunplay in the household is not a...
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Oh, man. Geez, this is... Man, now Dawn's just going to be sad the whole next episode. That's going to be her character.
Yeah.
They really built up this. This is a tragedy.
Oh, yeah.
The thing about this episode is the tragedy that happened, all of them were too real. None of them had to do with like monsters and spells.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like it was a guy that just came back angry with a gun and started shooting. There was
a guy that came back angry trying to rape.
Yes.
Yeah.
None of this had anything to do with magic and demons.
Yeah. Just real shit.
Yeah.
Well, that is a wrap, everybody. Sorry for, such a downer note, but this episode's a downer,
Yeah.
But if you want to chat about it, hop on our Discord. We're going to have some lively conversations there, as always. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/Boys Watching Buffy, where we do Boys Watching Angel, Boys Watching Movies, where we do Cabin in the Woods. If you want to get a shout out, Apple Podcast 5-star rating and review, Spotify 5-star rating, send it to us. Or if you are in Hawaii listening to this, get at us and we will shout you out. We got merch. If you want to email boyswatchingbuffy@gmail.com, @boyswatchingbuffy on Instagram. And stay tuned next time for when we talk about villains.
You won't let me be a monster. And I can't be a man. I'm nothing.
Seltzer Kings.
Podcasts.